In today's video, I am going to be talking about how you can try and prevent Achilles tears with an old school basketball move. Basically, over the last, I would say, probably 15 years, more and more coaches are trying to teach the negative step, which is when you stick your foot behind your body and push off from that back foot. Now, I'm not saying to stop teaching this because this will actually help you become faster. However, we should also be teaching the old school way of attacking the basket, which is by using the foot that is in front to pull you and then push you to attack the basket. So, that is the drills that we are going to be going over today so that we can prevent our athletes from getting Achilles tears. So in this first drill, I want them to stand in a split stance and I want them to try and pull themselves with their front leg. This is something that, of course, is foreign to most players these days because they are so used to pushing on the back foot. However, a drill like this can help them transfer or at least create new connections in their brain to be able to then, of course, do this move. You can start them on one foot as well. It's totally up to you. However, this drill, the main idea is just to pull from the front foot. This next drill is to help them try and figure out and coordinate the ability to be able to do this while dribbling to the side. And of course, this is going to be one of those moves where instead of going into a split stance, you're going to be trying to push off of, in this case, your leg that you were just shuffling with and then pulling from that next leg. So for example, right here, we would have David. He would be shuffling across, and after he gets to his last shuffle dribble right here, slightly split, and then pull with that right leg so that he is able to attack the basket. By putting more power and pressure into that lead leg, you are going to be much more successful on preventing those Achilles tears because you're not going into those negative steps. However, at the same time, we still do not want to go against current ways of teaching because at the same time, while this will prevent it, this is something that we can tell our players that they can do in game if they're starting to have some calf pain. Now we're getting more into the game-like situation, still doing that shuffle dribble out. However, now we're on the perimeter. Now we are attacking from the perimeter. That's a little bit further away. It's basically giving them a different look. And this is a great transition into going into, of course, having defenders. But again, still trying to pull with that front leg and not push as much with the back leg. Now we're going to be shuffling back and forth, trying to create a gap with a defender. As soon as you have that gap, you then pull with your lead leg to try and beat that man. Now this is obviously now going to be incorporating a defender, so this is going to add a different layer of difficulty with it when it comes to players who have only ever been taught a negative step. Back when I was a kid in the 90s, we were always taught to pull with the front foot because having a negative step was supposed to be slower. But now we've obviously figured out that a negative step is much faster. I've had the privilege of having videos up and having comments of people saying, don't do a negative step, it makes you so slow. That was like 12 years ago. But when it comes to today, every kid is taught that negative step. Now I want to try and teach my guys both the negative, but also the new or the old version of that same move where you pull from the front foot. Now I am having pressure put onto the ball handler, a screen that comes and sets a screener that comes and sets a screen, and then having that offensive player attack. It's going to be 1-on-2 after that screen if the screener remembers to play defense. But the idea is to pull with that front leg and then attack the basket. Now we are incorporating tighter defense. We are incorporating more of a mental stress when you have a player trying to steal the ball from you. And then having to then remember I'm still trying to pull with my front leg so that I can attack that basket. This is something that obviously we did. This training session was like an hour and a half long, and this was the whole entire focus. These are 3 players that I train a lot, and I don't want anything to happen to them. I care about them obviously a lot too. So all of my players from now on, I'm going to be teaching this too, as well as with the negative step. However, when it comes to these 3 players, we took a ton of time on it just because they have the time. They train 3 hours a day with me, broken up throughout the day. So kudos to these guys. They work extremely hard, and this was almost a poster. Now in this final drill, we have a 1-on-2 situation, only using 3/4 of the basketball court. Again, still trying to attack with that front leg instead of the back leg, which is what David did right there. And that will allow you to be able to now learn this move under extreme pressure of having 2 defenders. Obviously, this is also going to be able to help you with your handles as well, because you're going to be faced with 2 defenders, and it's something that happens in game, and it's something that we can all learn from as well. So between all of this, I hope that these drills help you and your team or your players or yourself become better and safer on the basketball court. Still learn the negative step, 0 step, whatever you want to call it. Still learn also the old 90s way, which is the front leg pulls you. If you can learn both of these, you are going to be a very successful basketball player, in my opinion, because now you can, of course, use both of your feet, depending on if your calf hurts or not. If your calf hurts or you have a calf strain, please don't play basketball and recover. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to go check out the shooting guard workout that is down in the description below, and I will see you guys again in my next video.